Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA here today before the PCA data is being released. And funny enough, 3 times, I mentioned it yesterday, 3 times ADA has broken these triangles to the downside. Normally trend continuation patterns, you would traditionally expect these to break to the upside. And however, it broke down. I mentioned that risk yesterday, that it happened twice before in this range. And of course, it could happen again. There's no guarantee these will break to the upside, because this pattern could still be just a pure ABC structure, which it in the end was, I guess, but also here, we have only 3 waves to the upside yet. So let's talk about options. It certainly has not broken the critical support with that break out of the triangle to the downside, but of course it cannot be an ABCD triangle. It was a nice one, but it failed to break to the upside above 37.3 cents. So it can't be an ABCD triangle. Of course, it could still become one, but I would say this is now fairly unlikely. Probably best option we have is that this was an A wave down as I had it before. No, probably here. A wave, then we had a B wave triangle. So it was a triangle, but the B wave was a triangle. And then the C wave down here yesterday with that quite fast move down. Now, importantly, it did not break our critical support for a wave 4. I did mention to you that this would be the 50% fib retracement, and we should not drop below 37.08 cents, and sustain there. It didn't. A wick is never the problem. It's not invalidation. Invalidation would only occur if that wick went down to cut into the wave 1 price region, which it of course didn't do. And besides that, any wave 4 that breaks below the 50% level is unlikely a wave 4. Okay, so of course this could still become a larger triangle. I'm not gonna lie to you. This could become a bit of a messy one, but then all of this would have to be the A wave, B, C, D, E. I deem that quite unlikely. But never say never. This was also a very, very long triangle here, but it also followed a much longer move to the upside. So this is much shorter. So time-wise, you would normally not expect the wave 4 to be too much longer. There's sort of a guideline that says a wave 4 should take longer than a third wave, which it clearly does here. If we use the time zones, the fib time zones, if you look at how long the wave 3 took, and obviously here, this was already finished here basically. I mean, the same length. Now we already have twice the length, and maybe soon 3 times the length. But yeah, that's sort of where we are at the moment here with ADA. I think it still has a potential that this is a wave 4, but it now needs to follow through. Obviously, it now needs to follow through. And in terms of targets, we can use 2 ways of measuring targets for a 5th wave up here. 5th wave target would be, we take the length of the wave 1, go to the current low of the 4th wave, and then we're looking at the 1.618 extension, and we're talking about 39.12 cents. I'm going to highlight that now on the chart. First target, and then the next target, that would be if we take the, first of all, let me take the other lines out. If we take the length of the 3rd, and then we go to the low of the 4th, and that takes us, well, pretty much also to the 39-cent level. So it's a bit of a confluence here. And let's see, if we go even higher, then we might be looking at an extension of that, maybe around the 40-cent level. Let's see. The thing is, because I'm currently looking at this as possibly the 3rd wave here, from this low that we made in January, 18th of January, that this was a wave 1, this a wave 2, and we're now in the wave 3, but this cannot be the wave 3 what we're doing here. This would have to be the first wave of that 3rd wave. So we're going to observe that would not be enough unless it really pumps in the 5th wave, which I don't think it will, not that much, because that 3rd wave needs to reach around 44 cents. So we're not going to get there with this 5th wave. Okay, so this is probably only the first wave of the 3rd, if this bullish count is correct and will hold. Important, obviously, is that we can only, go with this count really as long as the 34.7 cent level is holding. That wave 2 down there. And now obviously we have new micro support at that last swing low of 36.84 cents. Already below that level, we have to readjust the count. This is not a high confidence count, but of course, you know, if we now break above the last swing highs, I would say here the B wave high, that's at 38.2 cents, then we have a good indication that we are rallying in the fifth wave. I mean, this could be already a small 1, 2, 3, 4 of the fifth wave. Yeah, I mean the sort of the part of the first wave of the fifth, if that makes sense. So just to show you that, could very well be that we're doing here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those 5 waves will be the first wave of the fifth. So that's where we are with ADA. However, I'm fully aware that we are seeing here very clearly bearish divergences on the chart. You see that from that top to that top, we're making a higher high on the price chart, but a lower high on the RSI, but that's only the 30-minute chart. So really all we need to do, we go to, for example, here, the, one second, wrong adjustment here. Let's see if do we see that on the daily? Yes, very clearly. On the daily, you see a bearish divergence. That's a warning that things could come down. And it would be rather unusual for the beginning of such an uptrend. Yeah, but never say never. It's pretty much overbought. It looks like it. So the thing is, yes, you know, follow through in wave 5. All it really needs to do is to make one more high, then we've got 5 waves up. In the end, we need to be careful, because it's also possible that this wave 4 was finished here and that this is an ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So be ready also for a breakdown. You know, we had entry points here for ADA, we had entry points for Solana. I think they are all getting close to the end of their rallies. Bitcoin can also push once more higher, yes, but there's no guarantee, right? So obviously we see now ascending wedges all over the place on all these charts, but without a signal, of course, I can't tell you that move is over here, but just be ready for it. Yeah, this could become some kind of a ascending wedge here, depending on how you draw it, probably more accurately like that. These are often signals for ending diagonals. So, you know, this fifth wave, I mean, it's done what it needs to do. Generally, it's made it above that wave 3 high, and if it's an ending diagonal, it could just finish off this fifth wave somewhere here. So it's something to be aware of. That's why we use stop losses. And if we come down, it would be rather an opportunity, because then we can basically scale in down here in this wave 2 support area, which I will then define for you. I mean, we can give it a go now. Let's say we break down here, we break out of the wedge. That would be an indication that we actually are in this wave 2 already, that the wave 1 to the upside is finished. We certainly have enough waves. And if we do that, then we're talking about the area between 31.4 and 27.1 cents to start scaling in, possibly to trade a third wave that will then happen and yeah, most likely come to the upside. You know, that's sort of where we are. I'm gonna focus on that for you. I'm gonna keep these support levels updated for you, and then we'll see what today brings, which will be an exciting day with the PCE data. Okay, that's my update about ADA. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.